Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Tim Meyer, here for the Romeo Sports Recap, powered by the Mitt TV. Remember, this show is available on both YouTube and Spotify. And before we begin, a word from our sponsors. This podcast is powered by the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. If you're looking to start a podcast for your business or personal use, look no further than the Mitt TV. They can get you access to equipment, a production engineer, and can even edit your podcast. That's all right here at the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. And you can contact them right now via email at mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com. That's mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this special edition of the Romeo Sports Recap. Tonight we're going to review the Romeo Varsity hockey team and their season so far. The Bulldogs are 6-3-1 on the year, and they've played some pretty good teams, and they have come back and won a tournament in Grand Rapids, winning all three games against some stiff competition, like West Ottawa, Rockford, and Portage Northern out there on the west side of the state. So they're looking pretty good. The Romeo hockey team is getting good goaltending. They have a goaltender in Landon D'Angelo, and he's at 2.00 goals against for the year. And the thing is just hope he stays healthy because he's going to get all the action. They really don't have a full-time backup goalie. There's some players on the team can play goal, but Landon is doing a great job, and you'll see in some of these highlights. The leading scorers for the Romeo Bulldogs, Drew Basha leads the team with 10 goals. He's got 4 assists for 14 points. Lincoln Lipasek has got 5 goals and 9 assists for 14 points. Dylan Basha and Brody Meyer, 12 and 9 points respectively. And coming on strong, defenseman. He's got 1 goal, Noah Sarek, and he's got 7 assists. He's got 8 points. And Julian Gatinsky has come on with 3 goals and 4 assists, and his live play and hard-hitting play has been noticed by the Bulldogs. I want to take a look at some highlights from previous games that the Bulldogs had. We are going to start out with a match against St. Clair Shores Lakers, unified team. And the first highlight is Romeo buzzing in the Lakers' end. Number 10, Drew Basha gets this hard shot off. And then the next highlight there, and at the 6-minute mark, Landon D'Angelo gets his really first big test of the game, really does a great save there. And then another good scoring chance for number 10, Drew Basha. Just missed the corner. Lincoln Lipasek is stopped on this breakaway. Just missed the corner. And then Lincoln comes back, and he gets the first goal of the game, making 1-0 Bulldogs, assisted by Noah Sarek. See that shot? Lincoln just got it inside the post, and it goes in. Landon D'Angelo keeps it 1-0 Bulldogs as the Lakers are buzzing around the Romeo net. See him there at the big save. And Drew Basha makes it 2-0 Romeo with this wrist shot, assist by number 71, Michael Degenfelder. And that's how the period would end, 2-0 Romeo. Moving along into the second period, Landon D'Angelo makes this big save on this Laker breakaway. Then number 43, Xander Lukai, would make it 3-1 Bulldogs. With this goal, Lincoln Lipasek is on the assist. She goes in. At that point, it's 3-1 Romeo, and big save here by Landon D'Angelo as he keeps it 3-1 here as he covers up there. Keep poking at him, but he covers it up there. And And then number 91, Julian Gatinsky, makes it 4-1 Bulldogs with this goal, assisted by Dylan Basha. You see him go upstairs into the corner. And it is 4-1 Romeo. And now we're moving into the third period of this game. And the Bulldogs just jump all over the Lakers in the beginning of this third period. They don't like it. Dylan Bosch has scored from Julian Gatinsky there, making it 5-1 Romeo. And here's a good shorthanded effort by Julian Gatinsky. He's shorthanded and piles into the goaltender. And then the Bulldogs do a great job of killing the penalty. See, I don't know how that puck stayed out of the net, but it did. And then number 10, Drew Basha, had a shorthanded goal, made it 6-2 Bulldogs. Nice spinorama move, and boom, right in the net. And a few seconds later, he was followed by Julian Gatinsky, who would get his second goal of the game on this fine effort. He goes the top shelf, as they say. And then at not much later, Joey Laporta cleans up the garbage. And it's 8-2 Romeo. And he was assisted by Cameron Lucas. And towards the end there, almost a timeout, Caleb Kuzmano round out the scoring with this shot. And the Romeo Bulldogs defeat the St. Clair Shores Lakers 9-2. A good victory for the Bulldogs. Most of those goals at the end were shorthanded as the Bulldogs kind of couldn't stay out of the penalty box. They were able to effectively kill off the penalties with the great goaltending of Landon D'Angelo. They were able to stop Lakeview from scoring and moved on to victory. Well, the next day, they had to play Jenison. And Landon D'Angelo gets his first test of the game on this partial breakaway here. And the Bulldogs had some sloppy defensive play by them, and Jenison's number 17, Landon Herman, makes it 1-0 with that shot. Here it is. Boom. Just not clearing the puck. You got to clear the puck. You can't leave open rebounds like that. It'll kill you every time. And Romeo has some pressure here. Number 28, Chase Laverall's shot is stopped here. It could have been tricky. He's got a little deflection, and that bounced a little bit on him. Chase again, once again, he's creating pressure. Had a scoring chance again. The game was kind of a chippy game. It was a bit rough. There was a bad injury in that game as one of the Jenison players lost a edge, went into the boards. Must have been about a 40-minute delay. They had the ambulance come, and you could hear him scream all the way up from the ice. So it was nobody's fault. It was just he lost an edge and went flying into the boards and hurt pretty bad. But the end of the first period, the Jenison was leading 1-0. We move into the second period, and Romeo puts on the pressure early. Dylan Basha gets this shot off. And Dylan will dig the puck out of the corner and passes to Julian Gatinsky, who deposits the puck behind Jenison goaltender, and we're tied at 1. The Bulldogs work the puck around, and Dylan Basha scores, giving Romeo a 2-1 lead. And there's this big save by Landon D'Angelo at the end of the second period That keeps the score at 2-1 Romeo. After Jennison scores, making it 2-2. Excuse me, it's Landon D'Angelo that on 47-27 makes a big save, keeping it 2-2. Lincoln Lepazic has a chance. Lepazic has a chance to score here. Katinsky out in front. Had a chance. He almost lost his balance, but he recovers, and the Bulldogs are putting on great pressure. And then Jennison's number 16 scores to give them a 3-2 lead. See 11:31 left. We go to highlight 101:35, and Romeo mounts a little bit of pressure here. Lincoln Lepazic sets Dylan Bosch up for the shot, and he can't bury it. And then Romeo had the chance to tie here. As you see, Lavrel gets it to Drew Bacha. He had the guy deked. He just couldn't get it upstairs. And the final score in this one was Jennison 3 and Romeo 2. And that would be our final right there. So the Romeo Bulldogs, 6-3-1. They did the one tie was just recently, and we'll have that game for the next Romeo Sports recap show. Where they tied Anchor Bay 1-1. It was talking to Coach. He wasn't too pleased about it, but he knew that Anchor Bay was mad because they had like 7 losses in close games, and so they had a little chip on their shoulder. And it didn't look like, they were out to hit Romeo, so it kind of slows Romeo up their skating game and their skill game. But so far, all the players are doing pretty good. Big surprise this year, number 91, Julian Gatinsky. We always knew he could get out there and forecheck and race around, and he can hit some people, but he's been showing a scoring touch when he gets the opportunity, and that's good news for the Bulldogs. That's our hockey highlight show for the Romeo Sports Recap. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time right here on the Mitt TV. I'm Tim Meyer.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to this episode of the Romeo Sports Recap Show, powered by the Mitt TV. Remember, this show is available on both YouTube and Spotify. You can subscribe to the Mitt TV YouTube page and click the notification bell to stay up to date on the latest episodes of the Romeo Sports Recap. Or you can find us on Spotify and follow our podcast, Romeo Sports Recap. From the Mitt TV, I'm Tim Meyer, signing off with a final word from our sponsors.
This podcast is powered by the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. If you're looking to start a podcast for your business or personal use, look no further than the Mitt TV. They can get you access to equipment, a production engineer, and can even edit your podcast. That's all right here at the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. And you can contact them right now via email at mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com. That's mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com.